Once all the soldiers lock and load that 110 round magazine, they'll get the command from the tower to commence firing. The first shooting position and the first target that is exposed is the 50-meter right target. So if you're looking down the lanes, it's 50 meters out and to the right in your peripheral view. Soldiers will fire that from the standing, unsupported position. That is to replicate that they could be on a dismounted patrol, an enemy combatant emerges, and they need to engage that deadly threat immediately. Once the soldier fires that one round from standing unsupported position, they'll immediately drop down into a prone unsupported position. Soldiers are permitted, however, to rest the magazine on the ground. It's a myth that that'll induce some type of malfunction or a mechanical stoppage, and it also helps the soldier get a little bit more stable of a platform. In that magazine of 10, you've now fired one standing. You'll fire the remaining 9 out of that magazine in the prone unsupported position. Once the gun runs dry, soldiers will have, on the practice qual, 5 seconds to perform a magazine change and move into a prone supported position. Whether they worm over to a supported position or drag those sandbags over to them, that's fine. They'll fire the next 10 from the prone supported position. Once the gun is dry a second time, soldiers will again have 5 seconds to perform a second magazine change and come up to a kneeling supported position. That kneeling supported position is utilized against a barricade like this. That barricade, depending on what range you're on, is either a plywood barricade, a wood barricade fabricated out of 2x4s. Obviously, there are some physiological differences between soldiers, so depending on how tall, find a spot that works for you in a kneeling position. I've seen the biggest soldiers try to maintain the smallest silhouette and kneel down behind the lowest part of the barricade, and it doesn't make sense. Find something that works for you. Take up a good kneeling supported position and utilize this for stability. I also encourage soldiers, when utilizing the rifle on a platform like this, to push the magazine well all the way up to the barricade, have their hand over the rail system and slide it all the way against the barricade. That way it puts it into a fixed area, a fixed position, and then continue to engage those 10 targets that are exposed during that stage. Once the soldiers have fired those 10 from the kneeling supported position, they will again have 5 seconds to perform that third magazine change and come up to a standing supported position utilizing this barricade. Again, against the barricade, get that good stability. Once that is complete and those soldiers fire the last 10 from the standing supported position, the qualification table, the practice qualification table is complete. There is no stopping in between. You'll get lock and load, watch your lane, and off you go. It takes roughly 4 minutes to complete the qual. I've seen a lot of soldiers have difficulty once they've completed their magazine change, remembering that they need to move to the next firing position, whether that's from standing to prone, prone to prone supported to kneeling supported, or kneeling supported to standing supported. The computer doesn't stop. So those targets will raise and lower whether you're fast enough or not. There will be no alibi fires at the end. If you have rounds left over, that's deducted from your overall score. Only hits count. If you have some magazine malfunctions, if you have some malfunctions or mechanical stoppages with the weapon system, you really need to know how to fix those and rectify those problems. Again, part of the reason why we emphasize the training piece at the beginning in tables 2 and 3. Working through the EST, working some of those magazine changes and malfunction drills, going out and doing dry practice, working with dummy rounds and empty magazines, really getting those body positions down. That way when it comes to the qualification table, or in this case the practice qual, you're not going to have those hurdles to try to get across. The qualification table itself, table 6, the qualification for record, is exactly the same as the table 5 practice qual. Same barricade, same shooting positions, same everything. However, you have longer time to change magazines and the targets are exposed for a little bit longer. It's 8 seconds for mag changes on the qual for record, but they want you to train at a faster, more difficult rate on the practice qual, and it'll theoretically ensure more success when performing the qualification table. Again, start to finish, no alibis. There is no stoppages along the way. If you have a malfunction, you better be ready to fix it.